Could a single, let's say misguided statement from a team executive actually put a superstar's entire future with a team in doubt?
It sounds dramatic, but sometimes words have huge consequences.
Yeah, did we just see, like, the start of a legacy maybe fracturing? Welcome to the deep dive.
Today we're zoning in on something potentially explosive.
Exactly. It's all about the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, and specifically comments made recently by Mavericks exec Nico Harrison.
And the fallout has been pretty intense.
Right. So our mission today is pretty simple. Are these comments just a bad PR moment, a stumble? Or do they point to something deeper? A disconnect that could genuinely affect Luka's future there.
We're digging into what the analysts are saying, reactions from a sports show, trying to get a handle on what this really means.
Okay, let's jump in. The reaction itself tells a story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You have major voices in basketball just reacting with disbelief.
It really does. It suggests Harrison maybe didn't just misspeak, but fundamentally misunderstood something important. He hit a nerve.
Totally. And Charles Barkley, his reaction was something else. He started off saying, he likes Nico Harrison, wishes him well.
Which makes the next part even stronger.
Exactly. Then he just pivots, bam, and basically pleads with Harrison to stop doing press conferences. Like, just stop talking.
Yeah, not subtly either. It wasn't really advice, more like a demand.
And Barkley says, I have zero idea what you're trying to do. This war is over, brother. I mean, what war is he even talking about there?
That's the question, isn't it? It implies whatever Harrison thinks he's doing publicly, it's backfiring. Badly. He's creating problems, not solving them, in Barkley's view.
So what was the specific comment that set everyone off?
It was Harrison saying he was not aware of how deeply Dallas cared for Luka Doncic and how important he was.
Right. And when you heard that, I mean, Barkley's reaction was just like total disbelief. It's almost like saying you weren't aware water is wet,
Yeah.
for a basketball city and that player.
It's kind of basketball 101, isn't it? Understanding the fan base's connection to a generational talent. Luka isn't just some guy scoring points.
Yeah.
He's the franchise cornerstone. He's the kind of player you build everything around. For an executive to sound unaware of that depth of feeling, well, it suggests maybe a transactional view.
Like he's just an asset on the spreadsheet.
Maybe. Overlooking that emotional investment fans have, and that kind of thing, that disconnect, it can really break trust.
Well, Barkley tried to figure out why Harrison would say that. He suggested maybe he just wants to be liked. Gave a corporate answer instead of just being straight. What do you think about that? Is that common in NBA front offices, that kind of cautious talk?
Well, it's definitely a high-pressure environment. Executives are always walking a tightrope, managing perceptions, dealing with agents, owners, fans, the media.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes that leads to very careful, maybe kind of sanitized language, corporate speak. But Barkley's point is that this time, that approach, if that's what it was, just completely bombed.
Right.
His advice was basically, just do your job and go with the flow. Like, let the results on the court do the talking, maybe? Stop trying to finesse the message so much.
Which leads to another point now, that Barkley made the owner's role.
Ah, yes.
He pretty much said Harrison wouldn't trade Luka without the owner being involved, heavily involved.
Which is standard for a player of that magnitude.
Right, but Barkley implied maybe Harrison is the one taking the public hits, taking all the bullets for decisions actually coming from higher up. If that is the case, what's that tell us about how things work inside the Mavericks organization?
Well, it raises big questions, doesn't it, about who's really calling the shots on the massive decisions. If the owner's making the key strategic moves on a guy like Luka and the exec is just handling the PR fallout, it could suggest Harrison doesn't have full autonomy, maybe some internal tension there. And you have to wonder about the clarity, the vision right at the top. Is everyone on the same page?
And this is all happening while Luka is, still out there playing like an MVP candidate, even with guys like Kyrie Irving hurt sometimes.
Which makes the timing of these comments even worse.
Exactly. So Barkley's advice for Harrison to just lay low, it feels pretty pointed in that context, right? Like, let the guy playing do his thing and start creating distractions.
Absolutely. You've got this stark contrast. Luka playing brilliantly under pressure, and then this noise coming from the front office. It creates a bad narrative.
Yeah.
So Barkley saying lay low is probably about damage control. Stop making things worse, let the focus get back to basketball. Sometimes silence is golden,
Then you had Shaquille O'Neal weighing in. He seemed to agree with Barkley, saying Harrison has to live with the jump shot, basically, face the consequences of his words.
Yeah, you make your bed, you lie in it. Classic Shaq.
But Shaq also offered a slightly maybe more measured take, saying it's not even an L yet, meaning not total loss because the future isn't set. Kyrie might come back strong. Other teams have issues.
True, the season isn't over. Things can change.
But then Shaq made this really crucial point, connecting it to his old team. He said the Lakers haven't even proven they're a championship team with Luka yet. How does that relate here?
Well, Shaq's kind of shifting the goalposts, right? Back to the ultimate aim, winning a title.
Okay.
His point is, even with a talent like Doncic, it's not guaranteed. You need the whole organization to be strong, functional, making smart moves around him.
So the Harrison comments are a symptom of maybe not having that strong organization.
Potentially. Or at least a sign of dysfunction that could prevent them from getting there. Shaq's reminder serves as a warning. Maybe, don't mess this up. Management missteps can absolutely derail a superstar's chances.
And then, as if all that wasn't enough, the timing of the ticket price hike.
Oh, boy.
It came out right in the middle of all this negative buzz. People called it incredibly ill-timed.
Understatement of the year, maybe?
Why was that specific timing so bad? What message does that send?
It just looks completely tone-deaf, doesn't it? You've got fans possibly questioning the leadership's understanding of their star player, there's frustration, and that's when you announce prices are going up.
Yeah, reads the room completely wrong.
It risks making the fans feel like they're just seen as wallets, you know? Like the organization is out of touch, prioritizing profit over addressing these pretty serious concerns about the team's direction and, frankly, its handling of Luka.
So, wrapping this up, we've picked apart a really volatile situation here. The main question boils down to this. Do Nico Harrison's comments show a fundamental misunderstanding of Luka Doncic's value? Not just points and assists, but his value as the kind of heart of the team for the fans.
Exactly. And like we said, this isn't just about one clumsy press conference. It raises serious questions. Is the front office aligned with the reality of Luka's importance? To the team, the city, the fan base.
And could that perceived gap, that disconnect, could it actually damage Luka's long-term commitment? Could it impact his legacy in Dallas?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? These things can linger.
It really is. Okay, now we definitely want to hear from all of you listening. What's your biggest takeaway from Nico Harrison's statements? Do you think this signals a deeper issue within the Mavericks organization? Could it really push Luka out eventually?
Let us know your thoughts. Find us on social media.
Yeah, seriously, tell us what you think the fallout will be. And hey, if this deep dive into the whole Luka Doncic and Mavericks situation helped clarify things for you, gave you some perspective, make sure to hit like and subscribe.
We'll keep bringing you more analysis like this, trying to cut through the noise.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in.